All right, making your first post is really simple, and there are multiple ways to do it. So on my page, it has a ready to publish your first post, get started here. And you can just click that link, and it lets you put in a title and begin writing. You also have this icon right here, and this allows you to create a new post as well. So say we're back where we were, and I just wanted to publish a new post. I could just click the little pencil icon and it would take me there. There's even a third way. If you go from this little control panel here and click blog posts, you haven't published any, start a post. You can start a post that way. So let's go ahead and title our post. I'm going to call mine How Blogging Will Look in My Classroom. ... And then I'm going to begin typing. When you're finished, you say, I want it to be perfect, which it won't be. But once you're finished with your post and you've spell checked it and you've used all your little controls that you have right here, you're going to click publish. If you don't click publish, it won't show up on your live page. You can save a draft and that won't publish, but it will still, of course, save your writing, as one would assume. But once you publish, it'll let you look at your post, and then it will show up on your front page, and you'll be able to click on it and read your post. Okay, so let's take a look at the Prezi. These were those considerations that I was asking you to think about. How do you want blogging to look in your classroom? So I always like to start with an ideal. If you could have all the things you wanted, and if you could do all the things that you wanted to do for your students with this project, whether it's an ongoing project or a short-term project, what would that look like? And then think about the variables that you might not have control over, such as timing, the availability of technology, and start, making your idea more realistic for your actual classroom based on those considerations. So this is your prompt. How will blogging look in your classroom? What's your ideal situation? What are your actual timing considerations? Can you only get to a lab every 2 weeks? Okay, well, that's something you have to think about. How often, or how will you evaluate student posts, and how often will you do that? Which program works best for you and your students? How will you attend to the texts? How will you connect this to Reader's Writer's Notebook, if at all? How much choice can you incorporate for your students? How will you set up student accounts? And I'm sure there are many, many other considerations that immediately come to mind. So I'll give you the remainder of our time together to think about that, how it's going to look in your classroom. Maybe this could be the beginning of a lesson plan. All right, happy writing!